Hello, I'm Kevin Deveji. Welcome to the American Business Podcast. I'm welcoming you today, episode 54. I'm happy to have you today, and today's number is 75,000. This is how many Maserati cars are being built yearly. And I'll tell you why I'm talking about Maserati today. Well, we have a guest today that I'm happy to introduce and welcome to our podcast episode today, episode 54. Let's welcome our guest and let's get the conversation started. Hello, Tommy. Welcome to the podcast.
Kevin, happy Friday. Pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Pleasure is all mine. We are live now and we are in front of more than 100,000 YouTube subscribers of
I
the
love it.
American Business
Blow out there.
Podcast. Yes, we truly appreciate the support that we get from the business community and we are growing rapidly. So I'm very happy to have you today in this podcast. This is podcast episode 54. So we passed
Before we're going strong. I
going
love it.
strong. Correct.
Love it.
So right now we are booking for November and December
Mhm.
for the podcast guests and the conversations. So that's also very encouraging. After welcoming you, I like to ask you, how is your week going so far?
The week is going so far so good. I'm coming off of a week and a half. It's my birthday last week, so I hit the big 40. I made it to the fourth floor, 40 years old. So
Happy birthday! That's
it,
exciting.
it's an accomplishment. Spent a lot of good time with family, friends, my community, my club, and my peers, and I had such a great time. It was a wonderful time off. Nice to get that mental break and get that space. But right now I'm back into it, and we've been going crazy at work over here, trying to get
Mhm.
things ready, get our initiative started. Even though we're kind of almost in the middle of Q3, we're still working through, and we have a lot of things going for Q4. So
Mhm.
a lot going on, as I'm sure you are busy as well, because we did
Yes.
collaborate on a few events, and I think we have a few coming up. So I'm
Yes.
very excited for that.
Yes, that is true. So one of them we can just discuss and share with the audience if that's okay. One of them was Hanger Fest. Right? That
Yes.
was actually a great event. I actually had a chance to find our picture from the event that we took together. That was actually a fun day. So just for our audience to know, the Hanger Fest is designed and organized by MacArthur Business Alliance, and that's once in a year business event that they put together.
There we
It's
are.
very influential and fun. So I had a chance to be there, and Tommy was there, and our good friends were there. So that is Connor from Tommy's team. So we had a very good time and it was fun. And we have more pictures to talk about and share with you. But if that's okay, Tommy, we can get started.
Absolutely.
And I also talk about Maserati a little bit earlier, but I'm going to leave that conversation a little bit later if that's okay. So, as a start, would you please introduce yourself and your organization to our audience?
Absolutely. My name is Tommy Panacidi. I'm the Vice President of Consulting and Business Development for TechWorks Consulting Inc. TechWorks has been around for over 20 years now, throughout the tri-state area, especially Long Island. We are one of the most reputable and definitely the most popular IT managed services company in this area. Our verticals all over, but nonprofit, manufacturing, whether CPA, law firms, construction, we take care of everything from your IT services to your infrastructure to IoT. And now our latest division, and I think we're going to be talking about that, AI and automation, how we're getting you ready for the future, how we're pivoting your workflows, how we're making sure it's an effortless experience all the way around. That's what we're trying to do for our businesses. And this is what we do in house here. And, we really want to just distribute that to all of our clients and our future prospects and clients.
Yes, this is exciting. And AI and technology, as always, is music to my ears. So I definitely welcome it. And yeah, well, hopefully we can work some more projects together on AI and workflow, which happens to be
Definitely going
our
to happen.
expertise. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, looking
100%.
forward to it. Yes, thank you so much. All right, sounds good. Well, let's talk about your career path a little bit. How did you choose your current career?
It's such a funny story. So at some point, let's go back to high school. Getting out of high school, I had no idea what I wanted to do. Not a clue. I liked video games. I never really played with the computers, but eventually, I needed to find something to do, and I needed a job. Started talking to a couple family members, and one of them was a CIO of a company in Manhattan. And all right, let's give this kid a shot. Give him an internship. And from there, I really fell in love. And really, what motivates me is the challenge. If I'm not easily challenged, it just doesn't work out. I need to be consistently challenged in order to grow. And if I feel like I'm stagnating, it's just not the right spot. And with technology, it's a blessing and a curse, right? It's consistently changing. The bar is constantly being raised. So at that point, I fell in love. And then we started out like a network administrator, help desk manager, and then it grew from there to where, I wanted to get more involved, not really on the technical side, but the social side. Let me help people understand the solutions that we're selling. Let me help them understand how we can grow their business, make it more effortless for them. And, that's really my passion, what I fell in love with. One thing led to another, and now I'm the vice president over here. I manage the sales department, the marketing department, our virtual CIO team. So we're an extension of your IT team. So the VCIOs and the account managers as well. Not
Uh,
No problem, no problem. Super easy, super easy.
yeah, I'm sure. You're just modest.
I, I
Well,
have, I will say this: I have a phenomenal team. Shout out to my CEO, Chris Coluccio, who has been on this podcast. Tom
yes,
Lohr, Andrew Cable, Susie. You know them all. They do
yeah,
such a tremendous job over
yeah.
here,
I
and
love
I
I love
really
working
can't
with
do
them.
any
Great
of this
people,
without them.
great team. Absolutely,
Phenomenal team.
absolutely.
Yep.
Yes, I always root for TechWorks. I love. I know you guys almost 10 years now,
Yeah.
and it's very exciting that
Mhm.
we can work in different areas. We can collaborate, and that's very important. I'm sure you agree, and please let me know what you think. So after you come to a certain stage in your career, um, in addition to what you do, sometimes more than what you do, it's important. Maybe more important that who you are working with, who you collaborate with, your team, your colleagues, your ecosystem. That becomes even more important. That's what I have been seeing over the years. What do you think?
It's absolutely paramount, and we believe this, and we have an EOS model, entrepreneurial operating system.
Yes,
The right person, the right seat. We value, like, we can teach technology. I can't teach integrity. I can teach, charisma. I cannot teach personality and empathy. I mean, well, empathy you can kind of teach a little bit, but the big thing here is if you have the right person, the right seat, you grow tremendously. And I'm so blessed and fortunate to work with a team and then have relationships like we do with you. We value long-standing
I appreciate it.
relationships more than anything. That's paramount to us. So the fact that we were able to grow for 10 years together, we're still doing this. We're getting bigger.
Yes.
Now we have podcasts. Who knows what the
There you
future is?
go.
But
Yes.
and the bar was at one level and then it goes up another and another. And we're doing that side by side. We love having vendors, partners like that, and of course clients. So we're very
That,
blessed and we're very grateful for all of it.
yes, that sounds great. Tell us about your day-to-day work. What are the exciting and challenging parts of your work on daily basis?
Well, it's never a dull moment, that's for sure. Um, Really, the big thing and what I think I love most about what I do is that, there's no business that's the same. There's no solution that's the same. Um, I'm not doing something where I'm coming in and doing repetitive tasks every day. Every decision that I have is custom tailored, whether to a client, to a prospect, to my team. We're doing different things every day, trying to be innovative, thinking outside the box, being creative with what we do. And, that's really the most exciting part because I really don't know what it's going to be like when I get in here until I have the facts and things are in front of me. But, just having that, I absolutely love what I do. And everyone who's looking for a technology career in the future, doing my side of the house, which is more the client facing, the business development side. I mean, it's been an absolute blessing. I don't look at it as a skill set. I've always felt it's an art and I absolutely love it. I mean, I never dread a day of coming to work ever. Like I've absolutely loved it here in my journey so far. So that's really the challenge, of course, is change. Change is the biggest part, and it's also the exciting part. Whether I'm dealing with clients who are a little reluctant for that, whether even internally or myself, sometimes there's processes and workflows we consistently have to change, whether it's employees in different seats. We deal with that a lot, and that's just technology, and that's the nature of our business, and that's how the monster eats. So right now, that's also the challenging portion, but it's also fun. So yeah, I think that's why,
Absolutely.
yeah, it's a great career, not gonna lie.
Yeah, that sounds great. Well, we have actually mix of listeners and viewers. We have senior ones, experienced ones, as well as the next generation professionals. They are also listening to us as well. So in that sense, what you are sharing here is very, very inspiring and informative. Truly appreciate it.
Of
Um, in
course.
your um, in your um, business and daily basis, you work with different organizations and different sizes. You work with small and mid-sized companies. You work with non-profits and large organizations as well. So in this part of our conversation, I like to focus on small businesses a little bit, if that's okay. Um,
Absolutely.
and let's discuss about digital transformation a little bit, meaning for our audience, utilizing technology to digitize, automate, and streamline business process. That's what we mean by digital transformation, as simple as possible. Tommy, so when you look at the small businesses, how do you see the state of digital transformation, and what type of challenges small businesses are facing while they are working on adopting technology?
Absolutely. So small business, there's very slim margin. There's a lot on the line. Every decision you make is completely crucial. It could either make or break you. It really depends the vertical. If you're in a technology facing industry, where you're predominantly reliant on that technology, at that point you would have to be very pro digital transformation. Why have a server environment? Why aren't we going to the cloud? Look at your manpower. How do we reduce that, or at least get them extra hands by using AI automation, or an AI bot, or a worker, if you will, AI workers, as we call them. um, some of the small businesses, though, more like manufacturing, more, tend to use their hands. They're very reluctant, but it's again my duty and my team's duty. We have a whole consulting division as well, to where we have to explain to them, regardless on what you do, you're still doing your invoicing, your processes, everything from billing to communications. That's all technology now. Email even. If you don't have communication, you don't have the right set of tools in play, it's going to be hard to survive. So it's essential and it's imperative that these businesses really value putting technology first, regardless on what stage, whether small, medium, large. But really, the small ones, they would suffer the most if they don't do it. So, we're here to help harbinger that and, shepherd that along and help them across their path.
Let's talk about AI a little bit. It's a popular subject.
Oh, it's a big one.
Yes, yes, big one. So, how do you see the impact of AI in business as well as in life in general?
Yeah, it's a great question. We're already seeing it, and I think it's coming quicker than anyone could have anticipated. Even from a business, from what we see and we look, we have all these jobs right now to where there's a lot of manual processing. They're already coming in and they're taking away that. Not saying getting rid of the employee or throwing them away, but it's making people's lives easier. Um, we look at, even when you walk into a fast food restaurant right now, you have an AI that you're talking to take your order. I was just over at Taco Bell. I know I shouldn't be there. Sorry for everyone who's watching my diet. Went over to Taco Bell. It's automated now when you speak to someone. And then even if you go up to the machine, there's one or two people there, physical humans, but everything else is done digitally now. And then the order comes out. They're still processing and making the food, but everything is taken, it's slowly but surely getting to the point where it is kind of replacing or transitioning some of those more manual endeavors, if you will, those manual jobs. So we're seeing it now. I think the transformation, whether good or bad, we're either, because again, and especially you too, we're basically shepherding in this age. I don't know if we're doing God's work or the devil's, only time will tell, but we
True.
we shall see. But
Remains to
it's
be
already
seen.
here.
Yes.
Mhm. It does help businesses, though, and especially business owners. Um, if you can have a process to where, I'm not saying get rid of people, but if you can use something to make their lives easier. Even in our finance department, there's a lot of manual input. If there's a way, and that's what we're working on now, financial automations, things like that, to have maybe a virtual employee, if you will, an AI based and automated employee to come in and manually do this stuff. It's pretty wild. And it's going to be the future. And you either have to adapt to it, because it'll take you to that next level, or you're going to be stuck in the past and you don't want to be a dinosaur.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and it's such a strategic move for
Yeah,
businesses to adopt digital transformation, or to AI, to be more specific, in a form of technology. Um, if you don't adapt to it, your competitor will, and will just take it away the market from you. That's just that's simple. That's how it looks.
yeah, mhm,
And to your point, it's actually going faster than we all thought about earlier in terms
mhm.
of adaptation to AI. That's also fascinating when we think about it. It's really it's going to revolutionize entire business structure from top to bottom.
100%. By the time
Yes,
we know it,
inevitably.
by the time we're done, by the time we know it, it's going to be already here. And it already basically is, to the point, again, TechWorks, we're extremely innovative. One of the things that I love most about our company, even our top executives, they're extremely technical. A lot of it is not, basically a model. If everyone's familiar with managed services, they'll go out, they'll use a certain company, and they'll bring in their tools. We look at what we do is we look at their tools. Okay, how can we build something custom? Like, we're very big innovators here. And with the AI initiatives coming out, this is something we're really trying to spearhead. And I think we're very well ahead of the pack right now. We have a whole division dedicated to it. And even when we work with our other customers, future prospects, we'll build them a proof of concept. And we'll actually ask them, what are your three biggest pain points right now in your company? We'll find those out. We'll see where those gaps are. And then we'll come in and we'll find ways to automate that. And it shows value immediately. And then instead of hiring extra manpower, a business owner or a company, they can end up pivoting that finance, that revenue somewhere else, maybe a new initiative for them, which helps with their growth. And that's how we become a valuable partner.
Well, tell us about your view about AI, whether it will replace humans or not moving forward.
So I think just my feeling is it's going to do most of that. Correct. My personal feeling is that it will replace a lot of that. People still need to control it. Again, it's making people's jobs more easier. And I feel the people who will still be around are the ones who utilize it correctly and are able to take advantage of it. I think people look at it as a software, like, hey, I know Microsoft Excel, I know Microsoft Word. To everyone out there, it's not that. You're going to have to learn, this is a power. You're going to have to learn how to harness that correctly. And it could, platform you, trampoline you into everywhere you wanted to be, hit all your goals, anything you ever wanted if you utilize it correctly, or you're going to be a dinosaur. And then, that's a larger conversation. But again, there's both sides to it. It's really going to be unfortunate for people who do not stay ahead of the curve. And there'll always be manual jobs, like we'll need plumbers, we need electricians and things like that. However, there's going to be, that scary point where a lot of things that took manual processing, the tedious, those level ones, that's going to be removed. AI can already do these things. People still value, and this is, my little thing of hope. They value human connection no matter what. That's actually paramount to me. I would always prefer this, even, when I'm on a phone call, I don't prefer, even when we talk, Kevin, it's never, if we get face to face or at least a video chat, this is the way to do it. Like, I don't want to sit there
Yeah.
and email you back and forth or text. Human human interaction is so intimate and so important that, eventually it's going to be what is valuable and favored. I think there might be a big shift eventually. But for right now, some of those level one, some of those tedious processes, those are going to be eliminated. Anything with numbers, um, I might see that eliminated at some point. But again, I don't think it's there yet to where it's going to take everything, but it's really going to help business owners, pivot that revenue, as I said before, to where they can actually build more. So we don't know. And there might be new jobs that continuously grow through AI. So, again, one revenue, one area, one vertical may shrink, but, AI could bring a whole new level of jobs and a whole multitude of different types of jobs to people. So, only time will tell. And we just have to make the best decisions and the most strategic going forward.
This is a bonus question. We never talked about this before, but just a follow up question.
Yeah.
If you can just share your view, what is your take about regulating AI? How to
Uh,
regulate it, and any thoughts that you may have?
yeah. Again, it's, I'm just going to be, I'm always transparent and open. It can be used as a weapon. We've seen it already. Cyber criminals and, attackers, whether it's, spoofing, mimicking, it's now on a whole other playing field, right? So I think, there should be some regulation. I don't like the stop of growth. I would like people to still be innovative. I want to see it transform, but yeah, I do think there should be some type of regulation on it to where at least people are protected. Again, not many people are ahead of the curve like you and I are. And technology companies out there too. It can be used for good, it could be used for bad. And we just have to make sure, it's usually staying around a good positive message and how we're growing in the future. It's got to be a good thing. We don't want it to just spiral out of control.
I'd like to shift our conversation towards role models. Have you had any role models? Do you have any role models that you can share with our audience?
Absolutely. So first and foremost, biggest role models, my grandfather and my father. Tremendous work ethic. The way they work, the way they put in effort for the family. Altogether, that's number one and number two. Michael Jordan was a tremendous, tremendous part of my childhood. Watching his work ethic, his growth, never stopping, just consistently trying to be better, having the tenacity, if you will, and the traction to keep a team up and being a true leader. Love that. But for me personally, when I go into an organization, I always try to find that one guy. It's like, you always want to pick out the big guy, figure out what they're doing right, what they're not doing, and, really try to mimic them. I'm at the stage in my career where there's, one man for that, and that's Chris Coluccio, my CEO. I idolize the guy. I sit there and I really try to watch the way he works, the way he communicates with people. He's such a phenomenal leader, and you've known him for longer than I have. It's
Yes.
so innovative, such a big leader, and does such a tremendous job with our clients and the value and the heart. He has kind of the whole package. So, I spend a lot of time in his office, even just talking stuff, just going in there, shooting the breeze and asking him, what do I do here? What do I do there? Especially for what we're going to talk about later with the Maserati Club, that's a big portion. I wouldn't have done it if it wasn't for him. So, I absolutely love, the mentorship I get from him.
How about some career lessons in your career journey that you can share with us?
So I say this on multiple podcasts and even just talking to people. You can't be afraid to fail. The biggest success attribute I have, consistently failing. I have failed so many times, but in the end, it's a lesson learned, and you learn what not to do. And it's because of my failures that have constantly gotten me where I am today, and will continue. I will consistently fail. I have failed in the past few weeks on a couple of things. It doesn't matter though. It's a growth experience. It's learning. Enjoy the journey, and you're going to get better from that. And really, don't be afraid to fail. And that's the biggest lesson.
Uh, I think this part is also important. Here we can also dive deeper in the Maserati conversation.
Okay.
What are your biggest passions outside of work?
So, family number one, taking care of my wife, Tiffany, my dog, baby Thor, my whole family. Absolutely love them. Next to that, fishing, but right in between fishing and my family is my big one. I am a tremendous advocate of cars. I am a big car guy. I absolutely love them. I work on them. I admire them, go to shows. And as you know, Kevin, I am president of the Maserati Club. It's the Northeast chapter. Out of the entire global Maserati Club chapters, it is the oldest and the largest. We have thousands of members. It represents over 20 states across the Northeast, from Maine down to West Virginia, all the way to Wisconsin. And yeah, no, it's something that at first I was not anticipating on doing when it was brought to me. But talking to my CEO, Chris, he said, try it out. This could be a big thing. You have to build your brand. You love these cars. And yeah, we're out there. There they are. It's just been such a great experience being the president right now. We do amazing events. They are a nonprofit. So we do a bunch of nonprofit work as well. We try to give back to our communities. We bring them, side by side with TechWorks. As you saw from Hangerfest, there's a picture right there. The
Mhm.
Maserati Club, we line them up, and it gives a little pizzazz. It gives a little flash to it. There's some of our team. It's just been a tremendous journey so far the last few years here. And, I absolutely love where we're going. The fun fact is you do not need to be a Maserati owner to be in the Maserati Club. In fact, the last event we did, we had a bunch of Ferraris, Aston Martins, Alfa Romeos out there too. It's really about community and passion. As long as you don't drive too crazy when you're with us, we do a lot of top tier events, high level stuff. If anyone wants to get involved, it's $75 annually to join and come out. We're doing things right now on Long Island. That's where the headquarters is. But, we still go to Connecticut. We go down to Pennsylvania, New Jersey. So we do spread out and we have events everywhere. So if anyone wants to get involved, feel free to join. We do a lot of great stuff.
Yeah, this is great. That's also very very exciting when we look at it in general, and that's also informative for our audience as well. As I actually mentioned today, today's number is 75,000, and that's how many Maserati cars are being built annually. So limited supply. It's
Yeah.
it also
Like you look at Honda Civics or Ford Explorers, 500 to 800,000 are produced a year. And there's only 70,000, 75 altogether from Maserati, but we had some other stats for, the Gran Turismo, 500 to 800,000 cars per year for, like, let's say a Ford Explorer, but a Maserati Gran Turismo, there are 28,000 in existence. So, not as rare as a Ferrari, a Lamborghini, or some of these other models, but it's extremely rare. And, they're works of art. They did get a bad rap back in, I think it was the 70s and 80s, of reliability. They've basically changed all that now, and these cars are very reliable, for as reliable as exotic supercar could be. You buy them for the power, the performance, the passion of, just owning that type of racing heritage. But phenomenal cars. We all are very in love with them, and we have a great time, collaborating, communicating, and really just enjoying them and the community around them.
Well, I'm going to shift our conversation to a very interesting question that I had been receiving from our audience, and I'd like to, share with you personally or historically. If you have a chance to go back in the history, what timeline would you go, and
All
why?
right. So here's the question. Here's the question. Here's the question back for you.
Okay, I'm
Do
ready.
I? Yeah, here we go. Do I get to take anything with me back?
Okay, that's a good one. No, you just be there.
No,
I
I
mean,
can't take
no,
any. Okay.
no, you just
It
experience the
doesn't change
timeline.
the answer. It doesn't change. I'll tell you why.
Okay.
If I was able, it doesn't change the answer. But if I could take one thing back, it'd be a piece of paper with all the stocks to buy, the winning lottery numbers, all that. That would be that by one thing. That's it. But it doesn't change the answer. I'd go back to my wedding day. Honestly, marrying my wife was the best day. Period. I had all the family around, all the friends. We, drank a lot. We danced. We partied. It
Mhm.
was the perfect day. And if that was the one day I could relive again, it would be my wedding day. 100%.
That's lovely. In your busy schedule, how do you stay motivated and inspired?
My team, for what I'm responsible and accountable for, it's just constantly changing. And my team, being a leader, I have to lead them and I have to build growth into them. And if I don't do that, I'm stagnating, I'm failing. It's not just me anymore that needs to climb. I'm responsible for making sure my team, pretty sizable team now, is also doing the same. And motivation every day I have coming to work, watching them be better, watching me be better. And just even the art of conversation when we're sitting there trying to convince clients of, hey, you have to go with these solutions because it's going to better help your business. Really sitting there, learning from each other, calling each other out when something's wrong. Um, every day is motivation for me. I'm very excited, and again, it's a blessing because I know some people are not. Very happy to walk through this door and help and, really contribute every day.
Absolutely. Um, I like to get your view and get some suggestions, especially for our audience. We have a mix of audience, as I mentioned. Some of them are next generation professionals coming into the business world and the market. Some of them they're already experienced and further in their career. Um, can you share any career advice for those who are thinking about getting into technology and further in their career in technology field?
Yeah, there's a few pieces. Technology, um, contrary to popular belief, is not really something you need school for. We value experience over that. This is something you learn firsthand. You could read books on it. I've seen plenty who've, gone through school, come back, had full degrees in it. They get in front of a client, a multi-million dollar client, and their technology's not working. They start yelling, "Oh my God, what do I do?" But someone with experience would be able to finesse that situation. So experience trumps education at that point. Like I said, we can teach technology, right person, right seat. So don't think it has to be you have to spend hundreds of $1,000s on a degree. You get an internship if that works for you. Just start. Start somewhere. You could get plenty of YouTube videos, plenty of learning videos that you could find online to really just start basically deep diving into how to use technology. And if you want to get into something like I am, that's growth too. But that, again, experience, client facing type of situations. The other thing I would say for especially the younger audience, take risk, take tremendous risk. If, again, you don't have a lot on your plate right now, if you don't have a lot to your name, definitely go out there, take those risks now because they may pay off big time. You just have to have faith in yourself.
For those listeners that we have an audience and viewers, if they like to continue this conversation, if they like to be in touch with you, what is the best way to be in touch with you?
I have my LinkedIn, which I think you can provide. We have my LinkedIn information.
Okay,
And then also my TechWorks, maketechwork.com. If you want to reach out directly, that is TechWorks' website, and I will be able to assist from there. Just ask for me. And then tpanacidi at maketechwork.com is my direct email.
Tommy, thank you very much for being with us. That was a great conversation. I enjoyed it
Thank
as I
you.
always do, as I always do.
Yes,
And
sir.
yes, so thank you so much for being with us in your busy schedule. And I wish you a great weekend.
Very happy to be here. Kevin, thank you so much for everything. I'll see you soon. You have a great weekend.
You
Have a
too.
great
Thank
day,
you very
guys.
much.
Take care.
Thank
Ciao.
you very much. I appreciate it. Well, to our audience and to our listeners, I hope you'll enjoy this conversation with Tommy from TechWorks, the VP of Sales and Marketing, and we had a great conversation today. It's important to hear from these professionals, getting their insights as well as getting some career advice. We always have something to learn, right? There is always room for improvement, and that's a great opportunity for hearing and learning from um, professionals in this podcast. Well, would you like to be a guest in our business podcast? Or do you know someone who likes to be a guest? You can just send us an email, americanbusinesspodcast@gmail.com. Uh, we have we keep an open mind. We welcome any professional from any field. As long as you like to share your professional wisdom, your insights, you are more than welcome to be our guest. We love to have you. Also, we are getting more sponsors and advertisers for advertising in our podcast. If you like to be an advertiser, if you like to advertise and sponsor our business podcast, you can also send us an email, americanbusinesspodcast@gmail.com. Well, after all, as you know, we have more than 100,000 YouTube subscribers, and we just earned YouTube Silver Awards. Now our podcast is an award-winning YouTube channel, award-winning podcast. So I'm really happy. I really appreciate your support, and it's important that we put the word out. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. I have a QR code right here that you can just scan, and it'll take you to our YouTube channel. And you can subscribe, you can like, share your comments. Let's grow this community, business community together, and that's a great opportunity for all of us in that sense. And if you visit our website, americanpodcast.tv, you can learn more about our podcast, about our team, you can get more insights about our podcast scheduling as well. When you log into the podcast, you'll see the schedule right there. We actually publish every week who is coming and what type of subjects that we will be talking about, our guest speaker, and time, date. You can see all these information. So we keep our podcast updated. That's great in that sense, and it's a great source of information to follow our podcast if you're interested. Also, I like to share that we have a networking event coming up. The way that we designed the podcast is that we just not only talk about different issues and subjects and popular content, we also like to take action with you. Having said that, we organize these business networking event called Connection America Business Alliance monthly events. That's an online networking opportunity for businesses, and we publish it, we stream it live in the podcast. So you will have a chance to network with other business professionals during this event, and at the same time you'll be in front of thousands of YouTube subscribers of ours, the American Business Podcast. So that's a great opportunity. If you scan this QR code, it'll take you to a registration page. You can register and be a part of this networking event. We only get 10 professionals. That's it. So limited supply, limited seating. We love to have you. Right now, we are getting ready for the August 22nd networking event of ours at CABA, the Connection American Business Alliance online networking event. Only 5 seats left. We already sold out for the half of it, so you are more than welcome to join us. It's gonna be monthly. In case you cannot make it on August 27th, 22nd, you can also join for September if you like, or October. We welcome it. However, let's focus on the August 22nd one, which is coming up on a Friday at 10 a.m. It's gonna take 1 hour and a half. We'll talk about different subjects and issues with our attendees, but more importantly, each attendee will have a chance to talk about her business, products, services, offering and offers. So it's a great opportunity to introduce your business, your products and services. So if you're available on August 22nd at 10 a.m., please register. Because it's online, you can connect from anywhere, basically, from North America, from US, as well as any part of the country that you are in. We have also a very large international audience in addition to American audience as well as North American. So we welcome any business person, any business professional who like to introduce her business, products and services. So please scan the QR code and join us. Well, it looks like that's it for this episode. I'd like to thank you for your time and thank you for your interest. I'm looking forward to having you in the coming The American Business Podcast episodes. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend.